Play full game. Entering team select screen. The New York Jets, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's week 5 of the National Football League. And up next is Xavian Howard. He's been one of the NFL's best ball hawks this season with 9 interceptions. It's the Dolphins and the Jets coming up next.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
Entering play call screen.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And here comes the Miami offense now, and it's the Southpaw in his 3rd season at the wheel for the Fins. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
Entering play call. Cross drag. Punt plan. There are 8. Player. There are 8. Punt plan. There are 8 categories. Throw it short is selected. Throw it short. Stick. Circle button.
Two and a throw right away. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
Entering play
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Triangle button. Cross button.
Throwing again on second down. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill from last week. There are the numbers. 9 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
And how about the first month that he's had? Leads the league in receiving, making all the big catches, and becoming a bona fide #1 guy for his team.
Run. Inside 26 to 24 zone open.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The Dolphins at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a draw play to Mccaffrey. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This defense for the Jets, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Inside handoff 60. Inside AHP ace power. AHP inside zone.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Cross button.
They'll try and pick it up with Mccaffrey. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Entering play call. AHP ace power. Play type. Option. Run. Option. Option. Red option is selected. Option is set to undefined. Option is set to undefined. Play type. RPO. RPO red. There are 3 categories. Option is set to undefined.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Entering play call. Special. RP. Option. Run. Pass. Option is set to standard pass 29 plays. Standard spacing switch. Bench. Drive Y corner. Come on, set.
Two and now on first down.
Cross button.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Jermaine Johnson brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Entering play call, standard pass. There are 6 categories. You have play type, run, out, AHP stretch.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Cross button.
Now Waddle on the jet sweep. And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Entering play call, play type, option, run, pass. Standard pass, there, vertical HB out. Play type, option is set, run. Option, pass. Option is set to quick pass 60, quick stick.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31.
Cross button.
Here's Tua. Wilson snags it left side. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
6 categories. You have 16 options. Play, run, pass. Option is set to standard pass 29 plays. Standard, vertical HB out. Cross button.
From the 25 on second down. Tua. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 35. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Run, pass. Option is set to quick pass 60. Quick pass, twice, stick. Threaten space, X slant, jet touch pass. Excellent.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Cross button.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa.
Circle button.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Coach, plan, their player, their formation, their play type, their run, option, pass. Quick, wise, stick. Goal line fade, X slant, goal line fade.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Entering play call, quick pass, play type, run. Inside hand, HDA's power.
So the drive will continue after the conversion on 4th. They'll work from the 20 on first down. Up the gut, Mccaffrey. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Categories. You have play type, option, run, pass. Quick pass, there are Y stick, threaten space, X slant.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Cross button.
Now Tua.
Triangle button.
It's a slant to Hill. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Entering play call with path Y stick. Goal line fade, X slant.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Looking to pass.
Triangle button. Cross button.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. He's at the 50. 30. The 20, 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there, turned it all around. Big moment.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, they get downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
94.
On play action, here's Tua. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Entering play call, coach suggests dagger. Gun plan, player, air, formation, play type, there are, arch, RPO, special, pass, run, pass, with, stick.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. On the right side open is Gesicki. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
R1 button.
From midfield, here's Tua. They'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out in the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Cross button.
Tua setting up shop to throw again.
Triangle button. Circle button. Cross button. Triangle button.
And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Jets will take over. We'll get our first look at this New York Jets offense. Really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, 2nd overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Hall to start the drive. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Hall again on 2nd down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright. And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Miami set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. I'm not quite sure how he got away from that first tackler, but he won't even be able to get it back to the line of scrimmage there as the defense rallies behind him.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Here we go. Here we go.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming.
Hail Mary, there are 6 goal post.
Ready.
Triangle
Tua
button.
sets up
Triangle
to pass
button.
it.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
And going deep for Hill.
Triangle button.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
Pass. Option is set to quick pass. Option is set to standard pass 29. Option is set to shotgun pass 100. Shotgun. Keep curl. Dagger. Keep curls.
Okay.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Cross button.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
R1 button.
It's Hill, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Entering play call. Shot. Play type. There. Run. Pass. Option is set to standard pass 20. Option is set to quick pass 6. Quick pass. Y stick.
Here we go. Set.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Threaten skate. Excellent.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tua to throw again.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Mike Gesicki has really emerged as one of the Miami Dolphins' primary targets, and he can run the entire route tree. We know he's dependable in the short areas, but he can also stretch the field down the middle. A career-high 73 catches last season, and he gets another one here to move the chains.
Y stick. Threaten space. Excellent.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Entering Y stick. Play type. Run. Pass. Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to play action pass 6. Play puff. Pass sprint H. Pocket slide. Pocket cross.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They fake the handoff. Now Tua under pressure, and they got to it again. Jermaine Johnson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
button.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
R1 button. R1 button. Cross button.
And that is incomplete. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
And this one's not close. Not even close. Short and to the right. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
So here are the Jets now to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It was Melvin Ingram that time who shot in to bring him down. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, Wilson. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Okay, great.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Play call, coach
the coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we break it down on next-gen stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavian Howard. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket. Beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll give it to Hall to start the drive. Dancing away at the 35. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He was probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
6 categories.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Watch out for Hill on the return. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Entering play, Dolphins zone toss. Dolphins zone toss. Quick pitch. Dolphins zone toss.
Let's go. Ready?
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Option is set to standard pass 20. Option is set to quick pass 60. Quick stick.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss.
Cross button.
Tua going to throw.
Button. Square button.
A quick slant to Hill. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Entering play call. Play, run, pass, run. Inside handoff, AHP, zone split WK.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
X slant, jet touch pass.
Here we go.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Special pass. Quick pass. There. Y stick. Stick.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Here's Tua.
Square button.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 12-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On second down, Mccaffrey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Entering play call, AHPA's power, play type, option, run, pass, quick, Y stick.
Here we go.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
Cross button.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Sanders on for the extra point.
Categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, trying to tie this football game.
We gotta be big time now.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
There are 6 categories.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the 1st.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
2nd and 2. Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Categories.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. And he completes it to Berrios. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Braxton Berrios. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Categories.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And we've got it going, Bruin. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here. Maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
Play type. There are 8 categories. There are 6 subcategories. Option is set to quick pass. 16 plays. You have 5 up. Run. Inside AHPA's power.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They start on the ground with Mccaffrey, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Looking to pass. Tua. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout.
as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Entering play call, Y-stick. Stick.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down.
Triangle
now
button.
Tua.
Cross button.
And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Y-stick, jet pass FKs, play type, run, pass. Auction is set to Hail Mary 3 plays. Hail Mary, there are 6 categories. Goal Post.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Triangle
Tua
button.
sets up to
Triangle
pass it.
button. Square button. Triangle button.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle.
Triangle button.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one, a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Triangle
Throwing
button.
now is
Triangle
Tagovailoa.
button. Cross button.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Sanders now to add the extra point.
Categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek
Entering
Hill.
play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. Mitchell Trubisky's looking good. 3 touchdown passes. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they lead the visiting LA Chargers at halftime. Nick Chubb, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Mac Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jets, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon God.
Defend medium pass.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. But, Charles, we saw pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
They start the second half here with Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Categories.
First and 10, it's Hall. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
There are 6 categories.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Hall again on second down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
This one swung out to Williams.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
FD dive. Play type option run. Option is set to draw 3 plays. Draw. There are 7 categories. You have 3 options.
And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
R1 button.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Button.
55 rushing yards rushing form now to this point.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quadruples above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Option is set to pitch 6 plays. Option is set to outside handoff 17 plays. Outside HD stretch.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. Shifts by him. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Entering play call, HD stretch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Waddle on the jet sweep. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Outside and play
well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house. So they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
2nd and 7. They'll give it up to Mccaffrey. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll drop to throw. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
Entering play call, Y-stick.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Jalen Waddle. Jalen, 4 verticals. Jet sweep. Z-spot. Jet sweep.
Come on, set.
On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Entering play call, 4 verticals. Spacing sweep. Player, Cedric Wilson, Jalen, Mike Gesicki, Christian McCaffrey, Chris, 26, HP Ace Power, 24 zone open.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
This is McCaffrey on the give. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 65 yards on the ground for him so far.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Okay, ready?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ready, ready.
Cross button.
Now Waddle on the jet sweep. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not,
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Unplanned, there are player, there are formation, there player. Cedric Wills, Alakingo, Tutago, Tyreek Hill, Christian, Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle, J. 4 verticals.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hit 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up. But once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, and make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Delay of game penalty. Ships them back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Triangle button.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it
And during
upfield.
play call, coach suggestions.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Sanders' kick is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. So out now come the Jets. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10.
During play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They'll start on the ground. Hall, and he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And during play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
And during play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Melvin Ingram getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
There are 6 categories.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
R2 button.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And some room to roam now.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 92 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Options. HB inside zone is selected. AHB ace power. AHB inside zone.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Cross button.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey.
R2 button. R2 button.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Entering play call, inside handoff. There are 7 categories.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Zone is selected. Cross button.
McCaffrey, and he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Inside handoff.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Triangle button. Triangle
From
button.
the 22,
Triangle button.
Tua.
Triangle button. Square button.
And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Sanders on for the extra point. that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Entering play
a drive
call,
there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson.
Entering play call.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Running left, it's Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play. And he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now Hill to return it. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll have a Dolphins 1st down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Entering play call, inside handoff. There are 7 categories.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Entering play call, inside handoff. There are 7 categories. You have 63 options. HG inside zone is selected.
3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium.
Entering play.
It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 137 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there. Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Ready.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
There are 7
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What do we call them, run fits? Everyone was in the right place.
2nd and 9. Tua going to throw. On target over the middle to Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 35 yards. And the Dolphins are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The New York set to take the field. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Outside handoff.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense. Diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Inside handoff 60. Inside hand. AHP ace power. AHP inside zone.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And AHP inside zone.
Here we go.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
There you go.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because we were grading them on their performance in this game. A lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
McCaffrey following the penalty. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Here's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Wilson. This one left side caught by Berrios. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
The Jets on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far.
This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. Forced out to his left. Open man is Uzama. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
There are 6 categories.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavian Howard.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
Entering play, Weistig.
Ready, set.
R1 button.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
Triangle button. Circle button.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Entering play call.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Quick, Weist, stick.
Set, ready.
Triangle
Tua
button.
on 4th
Triangle
down.
button.
He is going to find Hill here. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
McCaffrey running up the middle. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Triangle button. R1 button.
Looking to pass. Tua. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Entering play call. Weistig. Play high. Run. Inside. AHG ace power. AHG inside zone.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Cross button.
Again, McCaffrey. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Ball at the 6, 3rd and goal. McCaffrey, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Sanders on for the extra point.
15 options, category selected.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options, kickoff left is selected.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's the Jets punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
R2 button. R2 button.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Option, RPO, special, pass, special, punt, kick, punt, shove, punt, field goal 80, kick FG, kick punt off, kick punt up, kick punt, kick FG, kick punt, play, pass, special, pass, run, AHP inside zone.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Cross button.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Option is set to clock management. Option is set to special teams. Option is set to clock management. 5-play. Clock management. There are 2 categories.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.
Entering post-game screen, you have 5 options. Finish game is selected.